Greetings, adventurers. This is Kazu of the Wormforge here with the second part of our first Adventures of Randomness session. If you guys are not familiar with what the Adventures of Randomness are, basically we are taking players who are fairly experienced and throwing them into the gauntlet, having them generate entirely random characters, and then throwing them into a random adventure to test their skills, to learn, and most importantly, to have fun. And so our party of 4 is composed of 4 different characters. We have Rumble Fastfists, a Mapok Way of the Long Death Monk. We have Gemma Fawn, a Servant Gloomstalker Ranger. We got Snogbog, an Orc Champion Fighter. And then last but not least, we have Yoolyu, who is an Archfey Warlock, Loxodon. So those are our 4 adventurers. They have been sent off to the quiet village of Dunmire, where it seems most of the people have either joined up with the cult or have been abducted by them. And so after investigating, talking around, they pillaged an abandoned general store, got some goodies, went to the tavern, found out more information about this cult, and it seems like a lot of the cult is composed of commoners who have joined up from the village, but there are an elite few, and their leader seems to be someone who is very adept at artifice and magic, and they may be someone who is very powerful as well. The party had headed up into the mountains to where the cultist lair is. They had stumbled upon the entrance at the base of a waterfall leading into a cave mouth. They completely failed at breaking in through the front door, and so they had to kick it down, cause a lot of noise, and that led to a confrontation with the cultists that had immediately turned violent. So we're taking things off from there straight into combat. Well, actually, we'll show you a little bit of a recap of what happened last time and what led up to the players rolling for initiative, and then we're going to show you the rest of the footage for today. Now, if you guys are interested in generating random characters yourself, you can do so through Avrae. We have an alias that sets up the automation for it. It's very easy, very simple, very fast, which makes playing these Adventures of Randomness sessions so much better and more viable to do, because the character generation part of it, which a lot of the times is very time consuming, in this case is no longer time consuming. So you can check the description and the link below for the Avrae Aliases. If you want to try it out in your guys' Discord servers, you can always check out the Starry Shores, which is the server that we're playing in for this session. If you want to play D&D online, look no further than the Starry Shores. This is an online server. It has games running throughout the day, every single day. I run quite a few games on there. There's tons of active DMs, really talented and skilled DMs, and players as well. So if you're someone who's looking to get into D&D or is a veteran who's looking for a hardcore community to vibe with, then by all means join us at the Starry Shores. I promise you, once you get addicted, you will lose so much sleep because you have D&D on command, and it's very fun. But yeah, let's get straight into the actual adventure. Enjoy, guys.
He's standing there menacingly.
All right. So everyone is going to be hidden. Snogbog is going to be standing out in the open, as it's going to seem to be 2 individuals walk up. One of them seems to be a commoner. They're going to be wearing some regular robes and a normal outfit, but you can see their hair's a little disheveled. Seems like they haven't gotten any sleep over the last day. They're going to look a little crazed-eyed at Snogbog and be like, we have an intruder. Someone's come up into the cave mouth. And you're going to see a woman cultist. She has these glowing runic tattoos along her body. She will look towards Snogbog and be like, what are you doing here? State your business.
I am Snogbog, champion of blood, and I ask, no, I command the strongest warrior to face me.
This woman is going to raise an eyebrow before she replies back. She'll say, strongest warrior? What are you talking about? Are you here to provide your services to the gathering of the wild storms?
The rumors were true. He looks and ponders a second. Yes, I am here to offer my services.
Make me a persuasion check.
I swear to God. Let's go.
Oof.
Are you gonna take that 8?
What can I do? What am I going to do? You know what? Nah, I don't think. I think. You know what? Sure, this needs to work. It's not gonna go well, but you know how hopes is. Are you ready for this amazing persuasion again?
An 11. You're gonna see as this cultist, she kind of shakes her head. Somehow, I don't feel quite right about you. And she is gonna lift up her hands to cast a spell on you. Make me a wisdom save.
Oh no. Okay. Yes.
All right, you are immediately paralyzed as what seems to be green eldritch runes appear upon your body and cripple you under the effects of the hold person spell. You immediately fall into the water, and you're going to hear as some other cultists gather. We're going to say basically a round passes by. What is the party doing now? There's going to be Snogbog, who is currently paralyzed. You're going to see other cultists are coming. They don't seem to immediately have hostile intent to kill him, but it seems like they have brought rope, and they're going to bring him up over the bridge, the wooden bridge, and pull him into the lair. So what are the three you guys doing? Actually, we'll roll initiative just to make things easier.
Oh, yeah.
But over the table,
Okay.
you know, if you guys want to give each other glances and figure out what you want to do together, that's totally fine. But let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Funny idea, but it's probably only going to work if I go first. And I won't be. Dang it.
You know, +5 to initiative. Damn.
Nice. Paralysis right off the bat is wild.
All right, so initiative count 21 is going to be the cultist fanatic. You're going to see that they're currently just maintaining concentration on this spell. So they're just going to kind of move back out of sight while commanding the rest of the commoners and another cultist fanatic here. Take care of this one. Bring him to Orleth. Perhaps we can make use of his body. And then we move on over to Yoolyu, who is going to be the first to be able to react here as you see Snogbog is face down into the water.
Wow. I've got options, but not too many. I think I'm immediately going to hop into combat. What I want to do is, if I can move over a little bit and kind of get on these rocks right here, DM, or right here, right where I have line of sight, just to be able to see. I want to shoot an Eldritch Blast on each of them, and if I hit Repelling Blast on this person, can they bounce off this rock and possibly fall into the water?
They possibly can, yeah. They would have to
Excellent.
probably make a strength save not to.
Perfect. I'm going to make one shot on each of them. This one should definitely just get shot straight back. So, all right, and I will go Eldritch Blast. See if this works. Ah, excellent.
Nice.
That'll be 2 hits.
Hit and a 23 to hit.
Yeah. You don't kill them outright, but both of them are very badly hurt as they are going to let out a whelp. One is immediately pushed into the water. The other one, I'm going to make a strength save. They are going to also come tumbling down into the water.
Excellent. And then I will put them out of my mind as I'm just going to get up right behind Fastfists, and that's going to be end of turn.
All right. It's about a, we'll say a 7 or 8 drop from this bridge. Not enough to take fall damage, but it's definitely hard to get up here unless you are athletic enough to jump. So they're going to fall into the water, splash, splash, both looking critical as we move on over to Fastfists.
Fastfist is going to use his boots of springing and trying to jump right towards up. And then can I, with your permission, jump 30 feet to this platform, or even just 20 feet to this platform?
You can make me an athletics check if you want to jump that far. Otherwise, you can just climb along the wall here.
Yeah, let me think. 20, and then 20, because I'm trying to get to homeboy right here, who's concentrating on the paralysis. So I was wondering.
So you would definitely need the diagonal to save the movement.
Got it.
What's your current speed?
40.
Oh yeah, I mean you can go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You can get almost all the way there.
Yeah, you would have to jump across. You'd literally have to jump.
That's what I'm thinking. Could I roll acrobatics to jump across?
Or maybe you can,
With the
or can he,
boots?
or can he jump like here? Can he go here and then crawl around?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's a good
true.
idea.
Because I have a climb speed.
Yeah, you can go across this beam here. Well, actually, let's see.
Okay,
Yeah.
Two,
Or like
three.
jump. Yeah, jump to get less distance and then go around.
Yeah,
I think
perfect.
that would be enough.
I think it's like exactly 40.
Yeah.
25 and then 10 and then an additional.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly 40.
Yep.
Because I could.
That'll work.
Yeah.
You have the climb
Okay,
speed,
cool.
so you'll basically be able to do this without any chance of failure.
Yeah, so Fastfist jumps up out of the water, climbs one side, jumps to the other, jumps across this wooden beam, and runs and gets right up to here or here.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to 1-2 punch and probably flurry of blows on both of them.
All right.
Actually, I might just try to stun instead, but let me go for the first attack first.
She's gonna shout out and say, "Intruders! We have hostile intruders!" After Yoolyu did the blast and Fastfist runs up, and at the moment, the area is alerted.
I might add a cruel die just cause. Strike.
Well, did you proc cruel yet? Did you use cruel?
Oh, wait, hold on. I think
Right.
it's
Or am I crazy? Actually, no. I'm thinking of the other one. Maybe I'm thinking of the vital sacrifice one.
yeah. This is like passive until you want to use it.
Yeah. That
there's
should be
not- yeah.
fine. That should be fine.
Yeah, it's like, I might use it to add extra damage. Yeah, I only get 3 uses, but we'll see. Arm strike RR2 does a 21 and a 20 hit for 10 damage.
Yes, both of those are going to hit.
Boom, boom. I'm going to attempt on the second one to stunning strike.
All right. Let's see what your DC is.
15.
Ooh, damn, that's pretty high. Wow.
Yeah, I have a good wisdom.
Damn. Okay, con save.
I have a really good wisdom. I have an 18 wisdom.
Ooh,
Ooh.
just barely fail as they are stunned, and Snogbog is no longer paralyzed.
Cool. And then I will bonus. I'll spend a key point to bonus action flurry of blows, and this will be at advantage because they're stunned. Correct?
Yep.
But not a crit because that's only paralyzed.
That's only paralyzed.
Yeah. Let me see if it automatically does 2 attacks, and if it doesn't, we'll. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
Roll the attacks for me. Let's see. Ooh, oh my! What?
Let's go.
Yeah, this is awesome.
All right.
I was like, wait a minute, why are they crits? And then they both nat 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You almost instantly kill this woman as you come up and strike her several times, knocking the wind out of her. Even if she somehow passed that stunning strike, she would have definitely dropped concentration from just having to make fucking 4 concentration checks from this. Actually, yeah. Hold on, maybe. Let me see if she even passes the first 2 concentration checks she'd have to make.
They're both DC 12? Or, yeah.
I didn't do it twice, goddammit. Alright, yeah, you probably wouldn't have had to use your stunning strike, but in the heat of the moment, it doesn't really matter. The stunning strike was good because it gave you advantage on the attacks anyways. So,
Exactly.
you fucking bash her head in. She's looking very close to dead already.
Yep, okay. And then that is cool. I will EOT right there.
Alright. We then move on over to... Oh, there was another fanatic here. I'm fucking trolling. They would have gone on initiative count 21, but that's okay. We'll say at the moment they have a held action. So we move on over to Gemma.
Okay, I have a high jump thingy, and then I'm gonna use the other 15 for the jump to come up here.
Okay. And your jump distance as a servant is like a fixed 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll allow that.
Standing leap base long jump is 30
Ooh.
feet, and your base high jump is 15.
Yeah, that's
with or
perfect.
without a running start.
Excellent.
Yeah, she can just jump.
And then I guess she's going to pull out this fun little gun that she has. Wait, this one is alive.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna ask a question. Sorry. Dread Ambusher. If you take the attack action on that turn, you can make one additional weapon attack as part of that action, dealing an extra 1d8. So do I just roll twice and then just add a 1d8?
Yeah, you can just do 2 attacks and then do this so that the first attack has the bonus damage, and only the first attack has the bonus damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it's not 1d8 per hit. Okay.
No, definitely not. God help us.
I did it, I think.
All right. The first shot is going to go wide. A 13 will not hit these cultist fanatics. As you're going to see, they have what seems to be some sort of decent leather armor. And then a 22 will definitely hit for 15 points of damage. Damn, max roll on that.
Nice. So she's like, she pulls out the musket and she's a little rusty because it's not her weapon. So she's like, shakes it off and takes the second shot, and then that one hits.
Yeah, and also this was a, I don't know if I told you. I'm pretty sure I did. It was a radiant musket, so it's +1. So that's +1 to damage and attack rolls.
To be honest, I couldn't figure out which one was the radiant one, so I just put a basic one in there.
Yeah, just add a musket +1 next time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then is there anything else you want to do?
You
You have extra attack, by the way.
What do you mean? Isn't that the 2 attacks?
You did your dread ambusher attack, right? That's separate from your extra attack.
Yeah.
So you have 3 attacks on the first turn of combat as a Gloomstalker.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then.
Welcome
Okay, well,
to
then I'll do that
randomizer.
again. I just do that one.
You
again,
know you
and
play
I-
Ranger. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I couldn't.
It's
I
just,
didn't see the ranger thing where it says the extra
just-
attack, so I was like
It's
confused.
just one attack this time, though.
Right. I also want to make her favorite foe.
Oh, DM.
Yes.
With Cruel, can I, since I got a critical hit, can I burn a die to gain 10 HP?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Ooh, damn. Max damage on that roll, though. Wow, you get 2 temp HP. That is
Thank
so
you.
that is so tragic, that feat.
Yeah.
Now I will EOT.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, you hear a bang, and that's gonna resonate through the entire chamber as if they weren't already alerted. You can definitely hear footsteps from further up. Lots of footsteps.
Oh, great.
That's fine. We're fine.
Yeah. All right. Wow. I thought this was gonna be a stealth sequence, but it looks like it's gonna be an all-out battle.
Nothing stealth with Snogbog.
Well, that's what we get for failing all of our skill checks on this.
Yeah. No. True. For real.
Yeah. We tried. We failed.
All right, Snogbog, you are up.
Get up here, Snogbog.
I see. So that's how it is. Good. I like it this way. So he is going to. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what's that. How high is the platform?
The platform, it's 6 or 7 feet up.
Okay.
With 20 strength, you can definitely jump up with your running vertical.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do that. That's what I'm definitely going to do.
Okay.
But you're going to see him rush up.
These two
So-
cultists, they're in the water, and then this lady's on
Yeah.
top.
Oh, he doesn't care about those. Boom! He like kicks up right in front
Ooh.
of her. He says, "Oh, this is going to be good. The first sacrifice of blood god." As he's going to swing down his axe.
Don't forget dash crit on 19.
Yes.
We got a champion
yes.
fighter, guys. Let's see those
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
crits. Let's see those crits. I'm actually curious if your champion fighter will make a big difference here today.
Let's have a look, shall we?
I mean, you got basically doubled the crit chance, so come on.
Mhm.
What weapon are you using? A great axe?
A great actually. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Actually, great sword probably would have been better, but that's fine. Great axe for great axe. Actually, no, you're an orc. Do you get the savage attack thing where you add another crit die, or am I crazy? Is that only half? orc?
Yes. I think that's only half orc, but I could be tripping.
Yeah, that's half one. That's
Aw, that sucks.
Yeah. Your weapon attacks.
Because that actually makes like half orc really good if you can crit fish. Let's
Yeah.
see it. Oh, an 11 will miss. Your first swing goes wide, but your second swing is gonna deal 12 points of damage. This lady is already looking bloodied.
Yes, as the blood splatters, onto him. You're going to like lick the blood off his lips. Your sacrifice will be plentiful. That's what I'm going to yield to you.
You're gonna hear this lady whisper something in. I'll say these fanatic cultists, even though they're all gonna use the same token art, I'll say they're tieflings just so that it makes sense. She's gonna whisper something in Infernal. Do you speak Infernal?
Pretty sure he does. Oh no, he doesn't.
Okay.
Abyssal.
Does anyone in the party speak Infernal?
No.
Negative.
All right, then you have no idea what she says as she whispers something, an incantation, and she's going to use her ready to action. As you approach her, swing in on her, she's going to swing back at you with a packed blade.
Ooh.
Ooh, and a 14 will miss. But you're going to see that as she swings and the blade is glanced off by your great axe, you parry her, there is necrotic energy, glowing green energy that comes from the runes on her body. You will make a great sacrifice to our god.
We
And
shall
the name of the
see
god she will
who's
speak in
sacrificed
Infernal.
to. Oh, so you're even speaking Infernal.
Yeah, the name that she speaks is
Fudge.
Infernal, so you won't understand it otherwise.
Did I hear the first part?
Yeah, you hear the first part.
Oh yeah. So you'll say, you'll see who sacrifices who to which god.
All right, we move to the bottom of initiative, which is going to be the cultists, the regular cultists. There's going to be one of the cultists that are approaching from here. These two cultists, they're going to get up. They are going to move towards Yoolyu, who is pretty much the only one that's still in the water. And the cultists, let's see what options they have. They don't got much. You see the cultists, they pull out sickles, but their ritual sickles, they do seem to glimmer with a little bit of lime green light, as these seem to be enchanted in some way, shape, or form. Each one of them, well, actually, these two are too far away from Yoolyu. Let's see. Yeah, they're only going to be able to get this far in difficult terrain. So they're currently underneath the bridge, these two cultists, just so that everyone else is very clear about that. They are going to be making ranged attacks against Yoolyu, as they will switch to crossbows and try to blast you.
Excellent. Do I have at least like half cover behind this bit of these little bits of wooden protrusion? It's up to you. It looks like there's some bracing right here. That's
Yeah,
not
there
diagonal,
is.
so-
There definitely is. Yeah, we'll say you have half cover. What is your AC then? 17?
It's only 15. It would be 17. So
Okay. Yep, we'll say you have half cover. So that should help you against these shots as they fire off two crossbows. Pew pew. Ooh, a 21 is going to hit you unless you have a reaction.
I do not.
All right, and then you will take a juicy, a juicy 4 points of piercing damage. And that will be it for them. The one on Fastfists, this one is going to move over to you and make an attack with the ritual sickle. Just going to make one
Gotcha.
attack. That'll be 18 to hit.
Hits.
All right. And you will take 6 points of slashing damage, magical slashing damage. You turn and you see that this is, again, don't mind the token art because I just am reusing the tokens for everything. This is going to be like a human male. Seems to be probably in their mid-30s. Their hands are trembling, but their eyes, they look a little bit crazed as they have just recently been branded with a glowing green rune. They swing into you and say, "Ah, yes, another one for the taking. We will bring you to be feasted upon by our gods." And that is going to be it for their turn. You're going to hear lots of footsteps from further in the cave as people are going to be dashing to see what the hell's going on. Oh god, this is going to be this is going to get out of control pretty quick.
Nah, we've got tricks.
Yeah, you guys have creativity. I want you to let you
I've
know,
got
like,
tricks
this
up my
map
sleeve.
has a lot of like elevation differences and things to interact with. So feel free to make use of your environment, especially because your capabilities as adventurers will be, more limited given that this is a random session. You don't have the 50 million items that you normally have as Shorians, so you're gonna have to get creative.
Speak for yourselves.
You're gonna hear some shouting in the far back, as I think only Gemma and maybe Fastfists can see. As further into the cave, there seems to be a man who is robed with a glowing sword that is being held up to a dwarf as he is pulling him by the hair. down a rocky pathway, and you can hear that dwarf shout out, "Hey, quit pulling me, you cunt! I'll come with you quietly. Just fucking stop that shit." And then
Where do I hear this from?
you hear that to the northeast, much further
Oh,
into the
yeah,
cave.
yeah.
You're gonna have to
I
zoom
can
out.
see that. Yeah, I see that. Yes.
And the other robe individual is going to say, "Quiet, you! It seems that your friends, perhaps your brother, has come, and now they will make adequate sacrifices to our dear little friends." That's, I think, going to be everything. That's going to be all the enemies. Some of them may have oh, no, there's one commoner I forgot about. This commoner is going to be able to make a ranged attack. Actually, he'd be about here if he didn't dash. He's going to make a ranged attack on Snogbog. And that'll be a 16 on Snogbog. Any reaction? Okay. You take 8 points of piercing damage. And then let me find us some actual battle music. All right, perfect. So I'll give you guys a few moments to think to yourselves. We're currently coming up upon the 2.5 hour mark for the session. I'm going to pause at it. So I'm going to take a quick break so I can use the bathroom.
Thank God, I have to pee so bad.
Yeah. We'll take 5. And then we're going to get started at the top of the next round.
Dread
Yeah,
Ambusher is really awesome.
Yeah, this randomizer's been pretty good so far. We've got like a Gloomstalker Ranger with a rifle, like.
Yeah, I have a gun, Fudge. The last person you'd ever think to get.
You have a
That's
gun.
why I was like. That's why I was like, I have to actually find a gun to use because I will never ever have this again.
Yeah, you always use the bow and arrow.
Yep. Yeah.
Wait, so can you just? I kind of want to do it just for fun, like not join the session, but
character ever.
We can do this in D&D Beyond. Is there like a thing for it?
No, it's an Avrae thing.
Yep.
Oh, so I just like cycle through all of those in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you do.
And then build it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we start with start with like race class feats. I mean stats, and then
How's you look at your DMs?
oh yes. I think he's just.
Oh no,
he's doing
he's
it
just
for fun.
asking.
Just for
Yeah, he's like,
just for funsies. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I technically. should.
Wow.
My feet.
Ooh. Oh look, he got a Loxodon too.
What?
That's
Yeah, I know.
Fighter, Arcane
What?
Archer. That's really cool.
Malfolk is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, like oh my god. Wow.
Man, I'll just pocket the stats for a rainy day. Or
Yeah, literally
for a
just
rainy
make
day.
the character. You should.
Oh my
That's really
God.
cool.
No weaknesses. That's nuts. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, I'll mute.
Oh, well, damn.
Wow. Look at that smoothie.
Can I get an inspo for rolling a nat 20 on the con save?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah. It's 100% of the shots you don't make, you know? You don't take.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, Peter fell asleep.
So.
Oh no.
No, not Snogbog.
Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter.
He said
Yeah.
BRB.
Yeah,
He
I
did.
know.
Yeah, he did say BRB.
Yeah.
Sweet. I mean, I go ahead and go if you're ready. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll just do a running long jump. And yeah, because I'm running from where I am. And I'll just jump that distance. So that'll be my total 40, my first 40, and then my second 40 will be getting here to try and help homeboy out. Okay, EOT.
Hey, Kazu, real quick. I don't know if this is affecting your recording. It sounds like your voice quality is a little muffled right now. Yeah.
Oh, are you using your correct mic?
Oh, I fucking muted myself. The last 20 minutes. I mean, I've probably only been talking for like the last 10 minutes, but it's
yeah,
been
it's
muted.
only since I think it's probably only since we started combat.
Okay. Yeah. God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
I had my
there we
recording mic
go.
muted, and then I had my headset up mic up so that I knew that I had it muted, but then I forgot to put it back down. So thank you for
There we
letting me
go.
know.
Yeah.
There
You
we
can take
go.
a point of inspiration
Yeah.
for letting me know.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
God.
I'm getting
Yeah.
there.
Okay, cool. So now you back for the rest of us. For the audience.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So you move all the way over here. I think you can see everyone here.
Yeah, I can see who I want to.
You can see quite a bit of people are over
Yeah.
here. There's two cultist fanatics. There is a dwarf that looks awfully similar to the other dwarf you saw, and then there is a robed gentleman holding a sickly green blade. His hands are emanating with some sort of power.
Can I, opt interaction, hook my staff to, what's his name? Let me zoom in. Grimgar? To give him a weapon?
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna huck it. I'm gonna go, Grimgar!
I mean, it's pretty far
I'm gonna
though, so
hug
I'm
the
gonna need an athletic
Yeah.
check for that.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, can it be like a dex space check?
You can do athletics with dexterity.
Okay, got it.
You got this.
Okay. 11.
You throw this staff and it splashes into the water. Doesn't quite make it far enough to get to him.
Dang it. Okay, that's easy. Well, I'll get rid of my staff.
It would have been nice, but yeah, unfortunately, it is quite far away. It's about 50 feet away. If you were closer, it would not have been very hard to do.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
EOT.
Gemma, you're up. All right.
She's gonna try and hit this girl and end her with the spirit weapon, but 12 doesn't hit, right?
12 is going to be a miss unless you want to burn inspo to reroll that.
Nah, she's another one. So we'll try.
Yeah, she looks very, very low, very critical. There's just blood
got
dripping
this.
out from her body, from her wounds.
16?
All right. How did you want to finish off this cultist fanatic?
Yes.
She kind of like shakes the gun because she's like, damn, I can 2 misses in a row, and she rubs on it to give it a little more luck, and then she aims right past Snogbog's head. And thank God his hair is up. Otherwise, it would nick him in this side of the hair, and then it goes straight through her left eyeball.
All right, yeah. You quickly reload your musket and fire off a round, which goes straight through this lady's head as she just drops to the floor. Anything else?
She's gonna look back at the spiritual weapon and be like, "That goes away now, right?" EOT.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to say it's gone. It fades away, that kind of green glowing blade. And now it just seems there's a lot of commoners here, and then one other cultist fanatic, as far as you can see.
Yeah, EOT for Gemma.
Okay, perfect. We move on over to Snogbog, followed by the commoners. So you see there's 2 commoners. These aren't on the bridge. These are below the bridge. There's 1 fanatic in front of you, and then there's 2 more commoners. But you hear tons of footsteps of people rushing towards you guys.
No, that's just bloody funny. Okay. I'm going to move. Snowball's going to get here. And what I want to do is on the south there's like a little fire. How can I say this? The pot with the heat coming from the little stove thing. What I want to do, I want to grab this fanatic and drag her and put her face right in the hot stove.
In the coals, yeah, nice.
The coals, yeah, the coals.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Over here?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. Let's see this grapple.
Okay.
Brutal.
Ooh.
Oof.
Oh, well,
I don't like.
let's see. I mean, you don't have to reroll it yet. Like, we can
Okay,
see what
let's
she's
see.
going to roll on the athletics, because they don't have
You
a good
might just
athletics.
do. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So even with that low roll, you grab this woman, and her physical form, it seems pretty frail. She only has a strength of 11, so you immediately grab her by the face.
Yeah, I'm putting face, bring her down. I'm going to slam her face right into the heating, boiled coals.
Damn.
Beautiful.
Steaming hot.
Oh, they're not.
Like right on her
Yeah,
face.
they're not
so she
steaming hot.
can't-
They're fucking. It's just straight up fire that you're fucking slamming her face.
No,
into.
fire, yeah. So
Uh,
making sure that her face is right in there.
Roll
Any
me.
pesky.
Roll me
films.
3d4. Actually, roll me 4d4.
Okay.
She immediately
Nice.
takes 14 points of fire damage, and if you can keep her there, she will continue to take that much damage.
Yeah, you just see her like, yes. Burn for the blood god. Let your face melt. And your flesh burn. Yeah, that's gonna be a EOT as he stares down at the freaking commoner peasant down over there. Giving him a scariest menacing look.
Oh, you still have extra attack, do you not?
Oh, I do. Yes, I do. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know.
So you have her grappled, which means you can't use a two-handed weapon anymore, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can you use two-handed weapon with one hand but taking disadvantage on the roll? I don't remember if you can do that raw.
Normally no, unless it's like a versatile weapon that you can.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, do you have a one-handed weapon you could use here?
I do.
Yeah, raw. You can like hold the two-handed weapon, but you have, in order to swing it, you have to put your second hand on it and swing.
Gotcha. Okay, let me do this then. He's gonna, bring his battle axe down and just whoop. Oh wait, that's one attack. Yeah, he's gonna go in and like chopping away on like literally striking the back, trying to break their spine.
Nice. She's gonna let out a scream of pain as you deal 6 points of damage there. No, you already used your attack.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, use your first attack to grapple, and then the second one will take that first battle axe swing. So 6 points of damage. She is looking bloodied already.
Good.
Is that UT for you?
Squeal pain. Yes, that is now UT.
All right, very good job on that. I'm gonna say that on her turn, if she can't find a way to break free and get out of the flames, she'll take 44 fire damage at the end of her turns. And then we move on over to bottom of initiative, which is the commoners, or these cultists. They are gonna attempt. One of them's gonna attempt to climb up. Actually, they'll both attempt to climb up. Why not? So I'm gonna make some athletics checks for them. Oh, Jesus. One of them is gonna fall over, rolling a nat 1, as they try to climb up. They slip on one of the rocks that are wet from the water, and they fall back down and bash their head against one of the rocks that are jutting out from the side of the wall and die. As the other one just doesn't even react, climbs up top, and is going to charge towards Gemma to try and attack you once. Let's see, actually, how many attacks are there going to be? There's going to be 3 attacks total, 1 attack onto Yoolyu, Gemma, and Snogbog, respectively. Wow! All right.
Nice.
2 of them completely whiff as they just go super wide. They seem like they're using the weapons they're holding for the first time ever. And the last one that doesn't roll out one rolls a 12, so they miss 2. So they all miss. As these cultists look very inexperienced in battle. And then you're going to hear the sound of footsteps as more begin to make their way over. This one actually does not have to dash to get there, so it will make a crossbow attack onto Yoolyu. That'll miss. And then the other ones, they're going to start dashing to get in. So it is going to start to get crowded as you can just see tons of people are moving on up. And some of you might even be able to see me moving these tokens from the shadows. Am I missing anyone? I thought I had more cultists, but I guess I didn't.
We've murdered them all.
You can check your grimoire and double click on tokens to see if.
Oh, there was these 2.
item.
There are more that dash on. That is going to be their turns. As we move on over, this is going to be round 3. It is Yoolu's turn, followed by the cultists.
Excellent. So even though the cultist has already been killed, they had commanded Yoolyu to grovel.
The one that
she's
commanded
going
you is
to-
still alive. That is the one that's currently face first in the fire.
Oh, interesting. I was going to say, no, even if they die, it's still the spell. Still
Yeah, I
works
mean, it still would
regardless.
apply, but
Well,
it
you're
is
ruining
from
you're
the
ruining my
cultists.
flavor. All right. So
Sorry.
I'm messing. So Yoolyu is going to she's going to fall to her knees and bow down to the ground as in her mind's eye there's this shadowy figure of her archfey patron, and she's just mumbling to herself, "Laughing Blood, you're so heavy. Get off my shoulders." And she's going to be falling prone, and that's her full turn.
All right. Take a point of inspiration for that, as you can feel the literal laughter of your archfey weighing down upon you. All right, and then we move on over to initiative count 21 to the other cultists. This one is currently being held down by Snogbog. They are going to look at you, and similar to the other one that casted their strange magic, she is going to mutter words as she kind of lifts her head up out of the coals to speak, her face being all burnt up. She is going to mutter words in Infernal, and you will need to give me a wisdom saving throw against Old Person again. The DC is 12. Ooh.
No, you don't have any.
You're in negative there. You're in negative
Yeah.
there, buddo.
But you don't have any more.
Should I give them one? I mean, I've got 5 now, which is nice. So
It's up to you.
No, wait, save it for a DM vote. Trust.
yeah, I'm gonna save it. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
Then you are going to become paralyzed as you will let go of her. You're going to feel as these runes become morphed into your skin temporarily, and she is going to take a step back out of this fucking thing before ending her turn. Actually, she's just going to move far back. She is definitely does not want to fuck with you now. She's going to let the cultists do their thing, and we move on over to the other cultists who are starting to make their way here. I think as soon as this one gets over here, they are going to see Fastfists. As that lady is going to raise out her hand, and I'm going to need a wisdom save from Fastfists. These cultists are pretty nasty. Pretty much each one of the fanatics can cast Hold Person once per day.
Yeah, we pray.
Nice.
Ooh.
You managed to resist the dark, kind of necrotic energy forming around your body that was about to restrain you and paralyze you. Very good. Another one that's going to appear after dashing. This one looks a little bit different. They have on a long black robe and the skull of some sort of animal over their head. So for Fastfists, you're going to see this lady in the black robes appears, and behind her is something else that seems to skitter down the bridge. For everyone else in the party, it is going to look like... let's see.
Oh, fuck no.
It's going to look like that.
Yep.
Going to delete it
Fine.
so you don't see what's the text behind there. but it seems to have a bright orange reddish shell and these long, strange, almost crab-like appendages as it scutters down the bridge, looking very hungry. And then these two cultists are going to make their way here. They are going to dash to get up to you. Melee. While this guy is just going to pull Grimgar. He's going to hold him up right here in front of you, Fastfists. And he's going to bring his blade to Grimgar's neck. And he looks at you and he says, I haven't seen your face before. You and your friends here must be new to town. But let me tell you something. The cult of the wild storms does not cause meaningless harm to others. We have reasons to do so. If you stand down your friend Grimgar, I assume you've been sent here to save him, he will be left alive. But if you continue to fight, if you kill my fellow associates, then I will have to resort to rather violent means, and I prefer not to. He's going to hold the blade up to Grimgar's neck. Not in a super menacing manner where he's like, literally putting the blade to his throat. But you can tell he means business.
Okay. Is that my turn?
Yes, it will be your turn.
Okay. I will look at this man and I'll say, you don't know me. My first name is Rumble. My second name is Fastfist. My friends call me FF. But you may call me Fastfist. How about instead of killing your friends, I kill you instead? We fight mano a mano. If I live, I take him with me. If you live, you kill me. I mean, if you win, you kill me.
Make me a persuasion check.
Alright. Yeah, this might not... Oh! Nat 20.
He's going to let go of Grimgar. He's going to place Grimgar behind him and then let go of him, and then he'll point his blade at you and at the rest of the cultists and be like, very well. I accept your terms.
Let's go.
All right. And you're going to have to duel a cultist Hierophant. Let's see how that goes.
Yep, I'm going to approach. I'm going to look at these two. I'm going to say scram. And then I'm just going to approach with 30 feet of my 40 feet of movement. And I'm going to wall out. I'm going to do 2 attacks. First, I'm going to do 1 attack first, and then I'm going to stun him. Attempt to stun him. Does a 13 hit.
A 13 does not hit.
Does a nat 20.
Ooh, a crit will hit. Damn, that's your third one.
I'm going to burn a cruel die to gain... Oh, I already have temp HP, but, can I burn a cruel die and double it to 2d6 to do damage? Because it's a crit?
Yeah. I think you can burn the cruel die to deal damage, right? So that's another 2d6.
Yeah, so that's another... Yeah, it's another... Do you want me to roll an additional d6 or just double it?
Just double it. We'll just take 10.
So 10.
So 25 damage from 1 hit is fucking chunky.
And I'll stunning strike on that hit, because that is my second hit.
All right. He is going to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. DC 15. This is not magic.
He is going to fail that.
Okay, so he is stunned. As soon as I land this crit, it's like 1 hit that's like a fake jab that misses, and then it's just a straight uppercut that he just does not see coming out of nowhere. And he is stunned. I'm going to look at Grimgar. I'm going to tell him to run. And then I'm going to bonus action Flurry of Blows. I think I'll spend all my key points doing this. No, I have 1 left. That's, 25 for 5 and 11 for 11.
Damn. The 11 that did good damage, that one's going to miss, but you still deal 5 points of damage. He does not even look bloodied yet, but he is stunned at the moment.
He's stunned. Okay, until the end of my next turn.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Alright, so, yep. Okay, EOT.
All right, very good.
Yep.
We move on over to Gemma.
So as Gemma keeps seeing all these people appearing from this side over here, where she thought was a closed off cave and there wasn't a pathway, she's gonna cast Spike Growth
Nice.
and try and get these 4 right here, and if there's any more over here that she can't see.
All right. Yeah, that is going to become difficult terrain, and when creatures move through it, they will take 2d4 piercing damage. So they're not going to take damage yet, but if they move through it, they will take damage.
Yeah, and then with the actions in combat, would I be able to help you up, or is that not a thing?
I'll say you can use one of your attack actions. You can she'll be a willing target for you to grapple and then basically like lift her up from prone.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll take the op attack if.
Yep, you are going to take an AOP as this cultist tries to strike at you and completely misses.
I figured it was worth the risk. And then EOT.
All right, we move on over to Snogbog. I believe you are currently paralyzed, so you're going to see in your mind as a storm approaches. You're on a ship that's in the middle of this ocean, where as you look around, all you see are dark clouds. You're caught in a whirlpool, and that whirlpool is dragging you into the center where there is a raging storm that comes, and it is going to swallow you whole. But if you want, you can improvise a memory of Snogbog facing his fear, whatever that may be, and you can attempt to make this wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn rather than at the end of your turn.
Of course. In that blood-filled Colosseum, Snogbog feared one warrior. The previous champion of blood. Not an orc. No. It was a Leonin. A beast of a being. That fight was where he thought he would die. But he knew if he didn't fight there and then, he would be the one sacrificed to Blood God. So he fought desperation. Fear until he found within himself to fight with pride and honor to overcome his fear. And then, when all thought was lost, he prevailed. He overcame that fear. Now he stands as the new champion of blood.
All right. I'll say that's good enough that you can make the wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn rather than the end, but you're not going to get any bonus. If you guys want any tips for improving stories on fear, try to think of a focus where they are afraid of losing someone or something, or a focus where they have a tangible fear, such as I'm afraid of darkness, I'm afraid of wolves, I'm afraid of dragons, and they had to encounter it and find a way to escape it or to defeat it. But yeah, we are going to let you do the wisdom save at the start of your turn. So roll that for me. DC is 12. Oh, I mean, it's basically a 55% chance of failure. So as you recall this memory where you're in this Colosseum fighting to the death, you remember the look of dismay on the warrior's face that you had felled. There was a moment where it didn't fill you with great pride, and you remain lost in that moment as you are still paralyzed. So with that, we're going to move on over to the cultists, of which there are many. So I'm going to have these two show up. You can roll me 2d4, Gemma. Okay, they will take 3 damage each. And then the one right here in front of Yoolyu is going to attack. They don't have advantage anymore because you picked her up from prone. So they are going to... A 14 and a 9 will both miss as they are unable to hit you. This one's going to step out of it. Give space for this one. They're all going to be taking 3 damage for every 5 feet of movement they're going through this. This one is going to try and strike you. And they are all just whiffing completely as they don't really even seem to know how to handle these weapons well. This one is going to take another 3. And then this one is going to foolishly move fully through your spike growth as they just begin to get grinded and shredded to pieces by the thorns that seem to cling closer to them the further in they go. They actually just straight up kill themselves from the spike growth.
Heck yeah.
And the rest are going to see that, and they're going to realize that, and they're not going to start moving up carelessly like that cultist did. But this one is going to chase you as it tries to strike Gemma. Avrae, come on. 15. I don't think that's going to hit. Yep, that's going to miss. All right. Finally, we go to this cultist. This cultist, he's going to hit. If he misses his attack with advantage, I swear to God. All right, a 23 to hit, and that will be an automatic crit, so you are going to take an additional 6 points of damage, 10 points of damage to Snogbog, as this cultist, who sees that you are now in this state of paralysis, is going to just plunge the sickle into your thigh. Not really plunge because it's a sickle. He's going to dig it in, kind of in a swinging motion, dig it into your side.
How much damage? Is it
10?
10?
10.
Yeah, man, he can't even make a sound right now. He's in this eternal nightmare.
Yeah, that's going to be all the cultists. I actually thought I had more of the base cultists, but that's okay, I don't. We move on over to top of round 4. This is going to be Yoolyu.
Excellent. Yoolyu, having been picked up by Gemma, is going to say, thank you, dear. Now, memorize your path, follow me, and don't mind the laughter if you hear it. And she's going to cast darkness on her staff that she's carrying to give us some covers. We're going to be...
That's a great idea.
So do that right there. Attach that to my character.
Okay, make sure to lock
And
it.
then I believe I have just enough space to get around without having to dodge around like this person, or it's up to you, DM. Do you want me to make some kind of a check, or?
You will have enough space, because Gemma will be
Got it.
willing to let you pass. And I'll say this bridge has enough space for 2 people.
Perfect. So we'll go 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, holy shit. I don't know why, but the aura around you is bugging out.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh my page real quick. I saw it bug too. It was directly on my character, so
Yeah, that might have been me trying to lock it while you were moving.
there we go. Yeah, I have it. It's locked on my character. All right.
Okay.
Basically, I'm gonna move just far enough that Gemma is still in the darkness, and then it's gonna be EOT for me, right? Actually, I'm gonna do bonus action. I'm just gonna drink my regular healing potion. That's EOT for me,
Good idea.
and I'll fix the circle while we're here. So
All right. You do have Devil Sight, correct?
say that one more time.
You have Devil Sight?
I do. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you'll see as this cultist plunges its blade to Snogbog, and he's looking about bloodied. As we move on over to the cultist. So we've got this cultist that is moving up. They are going to dash, actually. Oh, yeah, they can get up to Snogbog. Uh-oh. And because Fastfists is currently dueling the leader, actually, they're going to turn and see you stunned him. I'm going to roll a 1d2 for these to see if they actually interrupt the duel or if they let it happen. On a 1, they go for the rest of the party. On a 2, they're going to go for Fastfists. One of them is going to actually turn and try to help out Fastfists. So it's going to make its way towards you. And then this one is going to make its way towards the party now. It can't see Yoolyu, so it can't use any of its spells on you, which is very good. So instead, it's just going to dash. It's going to dash. It's going to go here. This one is going to have enough movement as it runs back here, seeing that you remained paralyzed, and now is going to take advantage of that to swing into you with advantage and critting if they hit with their packed blade. This one might hurt. Ooh. Oh, wait, I didn't roll for
Miss.
that. What the hell?
Oh yeah, you know the advantage.
Nope.
Nope.
They miraculously miss you. But you can see their packed blade, it does a substantial amount of bonus necrotic damage, as if she did hit, that would have done 36 points of damage. So she
Jesus
swings
Christ.
for your fucking head, but somehow your sturdy orc body glances the blow as she misses your vitals. And yeah, we move on over to... Oh, sorry, we forgot about these 2 things. So there is a lady over here who is just going to start walking up. She's going to hold action, and then these things are also going to dash and kind of just skitter around. And now I think the rest of you can see these things clearly. They are really strange looking. Not sure how to describe them, other than like they look like a demonic shrimp. But with that, we move on over to back to Fastfists. So at the end of your turn, the leader is no longer going to be stunned.
Bet. Do we not skip you? Oh no, they used the healing potion. Okay.
They did darkness. That was their turn.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. I just didn't see them cast it. My
Yeah.
bad. I will take just 2 attacks at the leader.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 1 attack first, and I'm going to. It doesn't matter. No, I should stunning strike on the first one to get advantage on the second one. So I will do that.
I mean, you're gonna have advantage regardless.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
So that'll hit.
So, yeah, that'll hit. So it's let me stunning strike. Do I want to actually? How hurt does he look
Not bloody.
after that first one? Yeah, I'm going to stun him again. Attempt to at least. 15.
15.
Yeah.
He
gets it.
going to resist.
Yes. So, but he is still stunned until the end of my turn.
Yep. But you can
Which
definitely feel
has
as you kind of imbue your key into him that second time this turn to stun him, you can feel that it's not working. So after the end of your turn, he will be no longer stunned.
Okay, I have my last attack.
Unless someone wants to use 2 points of inspiration to make me reroll.
Hmm,
I only have one.
let me see. Hang on. Yes, I will do that.
There you go.
I wheel through time and space itself, and I try to make him reroll.
He will still pass. just
No, just barely.
barely. Just
Yeah,
barely.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, last attack incoming. For a crit!
Ooh, damn! That's your 4th.
And I will use Crusher. I'll use Crusher,
Mm.
my last Crusher. Oh, a Cruel. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, not crush.
Uh,
That is a very
Cruel,
different feat.
yeah. That's a different feat. So 6 points of damage.
Damn. All right. Pretty good.
So 17. And he is still stunned.
He is
Uh,
now looking bloodied.
Yes. If right as soon as I end my turn, he's not going to be stunned. So what should I do? That's. I have movement, so I think I'm gonna move right here.
Okay.
EOT. Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to do Grimgar's turn.
Yeah.
I'll say that Grimgar. He sees the cultist
I told him to
here.
run.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's gonna look at you and be like, we can use the water to our advantage. If we gotta get out, and he's gonna just jump into the water here, and he's gonna start swimming towards the main middle area. Actually, he doesn't have
Perfect.
swim speed though, so he's gonna swim slowly. He's gonna dash.
Okay.
He'll make it this far.
So if he does that, then I'll also do that.
You will take 1 attack of opportunity.
He's stunned though, right?
No, from the fanatic.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. I'll jump into the water. And my jump distance is tripled, so I'll just I'll just jump and then like Michael Phelps dive.
All right.
Just
yeah,
jump in.
and the cultist will miss.
Yep. Okay. Actually, no, fuck it. I'll still stay with him. Let's continue this battle. That's good. I'll still take the damage. I don't care. Oh, he missed.
They
Whatever.
missed.
Yeah. EOT.
All right. Perfect. We move on over to Gemma. There is a lot going on over here.
Okay. I'm
Sorry
really
about that.
split
Yeah.
between this decision. Either I deal with all 5 of these or I try and help. Frick. Okay.
I mean, you know that
Snogbog
these-
is kinda
well, actually
getting cooked.
You don't know because they miss. So yeah, the commoner they hurt a little bit, but I mean over the table, you know these fanatics. If they get their turns against Snogbog paralyzed, he is fucking dead.
He is cooked, yo.
He's fucking
Yeah.
dead.
Oh man. Okay. Crap. Oh, I can't because it comes from there. Okay, let's see.
Peter, how you holding up?
Pain.
Oh, I don't know what to do. I only have 1 spell slot left, and it's either these 5 or I save it for Peter. For Snogbog.
Snogbog's about to get sliced like
Because-
sashimi.
Yeah, but if I come over there, then all these 5 are just gonna run over here, and then we have to
Do what
deal
you
with
gotta
all of
do.
them. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, but I've got darkness up.
So they won't come.
Well, they would, but they have disadvantage because they can't see us.
Okay. All right.
And your spike growth is slowing them down anyway. So
I'm gonna use my servant jump. So I'm gonna jump to here. Is standing leap on top of my walking speed?
Yeah, so that
Or
consumes movement.
in place
whatever
of? Okay.
it's in place of. So whatever you're gonna jump, that's gonna eat up your movement speed.
Okay, so I have 5 more feet of walking, so I can at least get there. Who can I perceive who has the spell on him?
Give me a perception. Actually, well, I'll say your past perception of 20. You can definitely tell that the one that's already been injured is the one that is very clearly concentrating on the spell. And also keep in mind you are currently threatened by this one here. Actually, no, you're not threatened because you have Gunner. Nice.
Would you say that this is that I could reach between there and touch?
Oh, hell
Peter?
no. No, you have to be a bugbear to do that.
Damn it.
You have to have reach to do that. There's people physically blocking your way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What would you like to do,
Yeah,
Gemma?
it's touch, so I have to be right next to him, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and attack, and I'll try and hit this one at least.
All right.
And I'll make her favored.
All right. A
And
20 will
or,
hit.
20 and a 14.
As you will deal 9 points of damage, and they are going to make a concentration saving throw. They will pass.
No, EOT, but she's my favorite foe now.
Okay. Very nice. You fire off a shot, and it goes straight into what seems to be the gut of this fanatic here, but she just stares at you with a hateful gaze and grins, knowing that that Snogbog is still paralyzed here. And we move on over to Snogbog. Do you want to make any adjustments to your story on how you had to overcome fear? Otherwise, you're going to have to make this wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn.
Right now.
You can narrate it over the table. It doesn't have to be in character as well.
Oh, cool. Yes, you would see Snogbog fearing in this moment. Right, he, in this moment, does not have the power to overcome this battle. He's trying to muster up the strength, but it's just too much. The fear is literally paralyzing. The eyes, the bloodlusted eyes looking down on him as he's covered in blood. He has become prey. And how he will get out of that, well, we'll have to see.
All right, make me a wisdom save.
Let's go.
Let's go.
There you
Darn
go.
Yay.
You
Rise
break
above it
free
all.
from this. As your body is covered in these wounds, you hear the iron laughter from the bronze throne. And you see a figure whose skin is red, who has these curled horns that are raised like the iron, well, like the buttresses of a helmet. Rise, my champion. There are others you must slay. There is blood to be had. In my name. The blood, it matters not where it flows, so long as it flows. But I will give you one last chance. Rise.
Yes, my God.
All right, and you
Blood.
will still have your action.
For the blood god. I want to. I wish I had an inspiration right now. I wanted
You don't
to
get
do it,
inspo. You
but-
get to do your wisdom save at the start of your fucking turn.
Yeah,
That's actually really good because no one's at the end.
Yeah. I mean, if someone wants to give you inspo to do an epic row, that's also allowed.
Yo, he wants to give me an epic roll.
I can't
I'll
give you
give
one,
you.
bro.
I
Ooh,
will give it to you.
Ooh,
Brianna.
right. So what I want to do, as Snogbog comes out with paralysis, he's just going to go into a full-on rage. And he's going to like swing his axe like in one swift motion around him, and he wants to like cut every one of these enemies around him.
So you want to make a weapon attack against all 4 enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything additional? Because that's basically the equivalent of just an action surge.
Point. Well, I guess I just want to do like this giant cleave, like a very
Like in BG3, yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of the stakes for the hero row, do you want to have advantage on the rows? Do you want to have extra damage on the rows, or do you
Oh,
just want an action
I want
surge?
I want extra damage.
Extra damage. All right.
Crit.
So we'll say that if you succeed, you are going to go in for this big swing. It's not guaranteed if you're going to hit. You're still going to have to make 4 attack rolls, but for each enemy that you hit, they will take an additional 3d6 damage, slashing damage, as you are empowered by the might of your god. But on a failure, he said wherever the blood flows, it doesn't matter as long as the blood flows. So on a failure, you're going to go in for this mighty swing. The enemies, they're going to dodge your attacks, and they're each going to riposte back, as 2 of the cultists will be able to make attacks.
Yeah. Jesus, okay.
Yes or no?
Okay. Yeah, sir.
All right, roll that first d20.
Okay.
You can feel that your blood is swelling. Your body, your muscle is about to go beyond its limits for this mighty swing, as you can roll me that second d20. For a moment, you feel a tinge of pain as you're still wearing off from this paralysis. But an 18 over 4 is success. Go ahead and make me 4 attacks and add on -d space 3d6. Well, let's see this fucking big damage, guys.
Let's go.
It's gonna go from the one that's on your right, and then the one that's damaged, and then the cultist, and then the other one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Ooh.
That is
Very
100
nice.
total points of damage. As you swing, you immediately bloody the first and the 4th cultist, and you decapitate these 2, as blood is going to splurt into the air, covering your body, drenching the ground, also covering Gemma as well, who's right there. You just watch as Snogbog just swings his axe in a great arc and fucking splits the heads off of, actually not even just the heads, we're gonna say like the upper portion of their body, from their shoulders, from like above the breast level all the way up top, is just fucking gone, cut off by this massive great axe, as you kill 2 enemies and immediately bloody 2 other enemies. Very nice.
Blood god. I'm going to move. I don't really know. Look at. Oh, yeah. Yep. I gotta get there. Okay. Okay. Look at right here. Guilty.
All right, we move on to our cultists. They are going to stumble into the darkness. Roll me 2d4. Actually, roll me 4d4, Gemma. All right, 2 of them are going to take 10 damage. These 2 take 10 damage. They are not going to make it as they go through the spike growth. The other ones are going to go through, and I'm going to make them roll perception checks, just to see if there's any nat ones. All right, yeah, they roll pretty high. Wow, if only that was their attack rolls.
Wow.
They can navigate the darkness well enough that they get up to Yoolyu and they surround you as they all try to bump heads and do sick. Oh shit, they will have disadvantage. So the one that could have potentially hit will miss, as they are unable to strike you in the darkness. However, is that it for them actually? Oh, that's it for them. That is it for them. We fucking just immediately move on. Actually, we're going to move on over to Grimgar at the bottom initiative. He is going to dash and make his way here. He's going to try to carry himself downstream to get the fuck out of here. Fastfists, you can take a point of inspiration for allowing Grimgar to escape. If he took an AOP from Leader, he probably would have died.
Thank you.
And then we move on over in darkness, but you see that you were surrounded by these novice cultists.
She's not going to be too worried about these regular cultists. Is there enough room for me to slip through right here? If not, I'll attack this one in front of me.
You'll have to give me an athletics or acrobat.
If that's the case, I'll just go ahead and
Yeah,
blast
because these would be like positioned like that.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was wondering. So, all right, I will blast. You know what? I will at least blast this one on the bottom to get them out of my way, and blast this one to knock them straight off the bridge. So,
Okay.
that's my 2 Eldritch. I'm gonna do Eldritch Blast with advantage since they can't see me.
Yep.
Let's go. I'm
gonna-
rolling very high on all of my attacks, but low on all
gonna
of my
kill,
saves.
I know. You're going to kill these 2 cultists. This one is going to be a dead body that just flings into the water. And then this one is going to be a dead body that hits the wall, makes a splatting noise, and then falls into the water.
Excellent. I'm coming through 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I say. Good to see you moving again, Snogbog. Let's turn the tides on these cultists. And then seeing these light creatures coming. Go, gross. And that's going to be EOT for me. So
All right. Very good job. You brought the darkness over to the party. Hopefully that helps out a lot here, because immediately these two fanatics, they saw that you approached in the darkness, and so Snogbog did not move at all. They are still going to try to attack, but they are attacking at disadvantage. So 2 attacks coming in for Snogbog, and 18 will still hit with disadvantage, as you will take 14 points of damage. A portion of that is slashing, but a portion of that is necrotic, as the blade digs deep. No, this is not onto you, Yoolyu. This is onto Snogbog.
thank you.
Yeah, so you can add back the 14 HP. Although really it should be onto you so that they can make you break concentration, but they
That's what I
know
thought you
where
were doing,
Snogbog is, so that's why they're going
Okay.
for him still. That is going to be those 2 fanatics. We move on to a fanatic that is behind Fastfist, who is going to make an attack on you.
Bet.
That's going to be a straight roll. That'll be an 8, which
Nope.
misses.
And while you're doing that, DM, now that I have finally made it to the battlefield, are they Fastfists and this guy up on a place where I can see them? They're like elevated?
Yes, this is going uphill.
Excellent. That is good to know. All right.
So that's going to be all the fanatics, and then we move on over to this lady here in the black robes, as she is going to speak in Infernal. Actually, not Infernal. She would speak in Deep Speech to these creatures here. They are going to chitter about before making their way over and into the darkness. Do they have any alternate senses? They...
Fuck.
One of them will have to dash here. But these 2 will crawl into the darkness, and you'll notice as you watch them, they seem to sense your presence. As they will approach Gemma and Yoolyu, and they will make 1 bite attack each.
Question.
Yep.
I have Umbral Sight. It says you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you.
It is not relying on dark.
Yeah, I think it has like tremor sense or blind sense or something like that.
Because creatures that have dark vision can't see in magical dark.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was worth asking.
This is going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
damn, they rolled hot. 24 to hit Gemma and a 19 to hit Yoolyu. As you will take 15 points of damage, respectively. 6 and 5 for the poison, so you have resistance to that. You can apply that.
Boy.
Right?
I keep my concentration, though. That's
Nice. That is very good.
not useful against these creatures, but very useful.
Wait, they're also grappled? Fuck.
Even worse, this thing, as it latches on, or as it bites you, it begins to latch onto you. And you see how it has this like almost flat face, this like crustacean like flat face. That's just gonna stick to your leg or to your arm or whatever else limb, as you are now grappled.
Fuck.
All right, I see how it is. I know what I have to do now.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah, these dudes, they're pretty nasty. But you do notice that this lady seems to command them to do something, or she at least seems to speak to them. As we move on over to Big Bad. Well, you don't even know if he's a big bad or not, but you'll see that this cultist Hierophant, who was described by the people in the town as Olith, he is going to look towards Fastfists and say, "Oh, quite strong it seems. But let us see if your body is as sturdy as your fists." And he is going to attack you with his pack blade twice. And this motherfucker hits hard.
Yep.
That would
Both
be
hits.
a 26 and a 24 to hit. As he slashes into your body, you feel something terribly wrong as a surge of energy comes forth. It's not going to be radiant damage here. It's going to be lightning damage that bursts out. This lime green lightning bolt strikes you as he calls forth the might of his patron, Thazrusden.
Okay. Damn. I think I am down. Let's see. Because I take 33. Yes, I am down.
He's going to immediately drop you to 0 HP. Well, we'll say we'll use that store.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
But that is going to be his action there. He will point his blade. You're going to see Fastfist is just felled immediately by this burst of light that surges forth from his body as he takes massive amounts of damage. And then he's going to call out into the darkness, not knowing whether or not you could see him, but just shouting out, "That's 1 down. How many more to go? If you surrender and join us, we can end things peacefully. There doesn't need to be more bloodshed." And he just has a big grin on his face as we move on over to Fastfist to give me a death saving throw.
Okay. 19. Okay. Let me think.
That would be a success, so you're on death's door.
Yes. Dante, what's your idea?
No, I'm gonna have to do it on my turn. It's gonna be
Okay. Okay. I don't think I have an inspo for a hero roll. I used to. No, I have one. Okay, cool. So I would like to meditate, put fist to open hand meditation, go into a fucking avatar state and get all my key points back.
Ooh, okay. Fully recharge your key.
Yeah.
No healing, just fully recharge your key.
Can I get 1 HP? I don't need that. I need one. I don't think that's too crazy. Yeah.
Sure. You can
Okay.
get one. On a success, you'll get 1 HP back, so you'll be off death's door, and you will get all your key back as you kind of find a deep meditation on this edge to death, on this literal state of death's door. On a failure, as you channel this energy, you're going to see Olarith, he notices that you're doing so, and so he's going to strike you while you're down on the ground. If he hits, he will deal 2 failed death saves, and then the Fanatic will also make 1 attack as well. You know the Fanatic, they don't have a super high attack bonus, but he does have a very high attack bonus, so you could potentially, not guaranteed, you could potentially die if you fail the hero roll.
And the Fanatic, they go after Gemma and Snogbog?
Correct.
Okay.
They already
Okay.
went this turn, so they're not going until next round.
Yeah, you can cast and grab a look.
Do you want to
So
take this hero or not?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead and roll me the first D20.
No!
Oh, no! Oh, bro, I wrote a nat 1 on a fucking hero as the first roll last week. Oh, man, that's a bad feel.
Okay, well...
Uh-oh. So hold on. Don't roll the second one yet. Basically, for those of you who don't know, I think Fudge does know, but for people who don't know what a epic roller hero is, it is a back-to-back 1d20. The first one is a vibe check. Basically, if your roll is a 10 or less, that is going to be considered as failure. If it is an 11 or higher, that's going to be considered success for getting whatever it is that you're asking for. And of course, the risk is whatever the DM sets the stakes for. I try to be fair and set the risk equal to what you're going to gain. Is 1 HP and all your key back worth potential death? I definitely think so, because you'll be able to stunning strike these enemies. But go ahead and roll me that second D20, as you're gonna need a nat 20 to draw and then to re-roll again on this epic roll.
Okay, and now we try nat 20. Here we go. Nope.
So unfortunately, you took a big risk here, and that risk is punishing you, as before you can get back that health and channel that energy, Olarith is going to look down towards you and say, wait a minute. And he's going to strike you, or at least try to strike you with his blade, as he is going to make an attack. And his Fanatic is also going to make 1 attack as well. So he, no doubt, strikes you and gives you 2 failed death saves. And then you're going to see as the Fanatic is also going to swing.
Oof.
And they will hit you as well, inflicting another 2 failed death saves. As Fastfists, you can feel on this state of death's door, you are channeling the might of whatever it is that fuels your body. And that strength, it immediately fades away as 2 blades are plunged into your back on the ground. And you take 4 failed death saves, which is enough.
Damn, wasn't fast enough.
You can take an inspiration with you into the afterlife.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. And with that, we move on over to Gemma. So you don't even see it, but you just hear the sound of blood and blades and the last words of Fastfists. As you are now in darkness, grappled, what would you like to do?
Can I try to ungrapple?
It will be an action, and it will be either an athletics or acrobatics check.
Oh man, on dexterity. Damn.
Acrobatics is dexterity.
It's a check, not a save, right?
It is a check. All right, you pass. Okay. So you are no longer grappled. That is your action, unfortunately, but what would you like to do?
If I move in darkness, they can't really see me. So I don't get op attacks, or they do see me. These guys, at least. I guess they see me, don't they?
They definitely... I mean, you could tell that from the way they latched onto you. These creatures, you have a good feeling they can see you in the darkness.
Dang. Okay.
Which is very problematic.
Can I at least... Yeah, there's nothing else I can really do. I think I'm just gonna stay. Can I help? No. The ungrappled is like all I can do basically.
That was your
'Cause
action.
I don't have-
So unless you have a
Yeah.
bonus action, then yeah, you
Nope.
kind of have things to do.
Okay, EOT then.
All right, we will move on over to Snogbog, who is just fucking surrounded by your allies and enemies. What would you like to do, Peter? Uh-oh.
Would you lose him?
Uh-oh.
No, he just unmuted.
Okay. God damn it.
You're welcome for that.
Yep, that's that. Write that on my obituary.
Oh my god, we're in a bad spot.
What you gonna do, Snogbog?
Yeah, we're waiting for your turn, buddy.
Oh, yeah, I think what am I gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Well, first, let's take care of these. I have no idea what these weird quality things are. Okay. So Bob is going to jump these two this caster on the bottom right there.
Ooh, and that one will miss. As your swing is going to strike just... Oh, actually, wait. Is this on the Fanatic? Who's this on?
This is on the one the bottom.
You sound like really quiet.
That's it.
Okay. Fanatic on the right. So that one is going to miss. It's a swing and a miss. And then the second one is going to strike, dealing 16 points of damage. Which...
We're in darkness, though.
Oh, you have disadvantage your attack rolls. You can't fucking see. Uh-oh, you're gonna have to reroll that attack roll for me. We'll take the 16 damage if it hits, but you're gonna have to reroll that 1d20 plus 9. It would have been it would have been brilliant in the character creation stage if one of you was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take darkness, guys. Take the blind style."
No, I wasn't gonna do that. I didn't want to like game the system.
No, that's fine. I mean, because I'm going to try to kill you in a randomizer session. Make no mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you... I mean, obviously, this enemy is trying to talk to you so that you don't necessarily have to fight him. But if you do fight him, he's going to fucking clap. I mean, he could kill anyone, you know, besides a barbarian. Actually, even a barbarian he could fucking take down. If it was a totem bear. Snogbog, you are able to cleave that one in half as you strike her down. And the blood god is very much pleased with it.
No, I was fine. I'm gonna turn directions. No. Fucking hell. This darkness is crazy. And my boy's grappled. Who's grappling my boy?
It is going to be this enemy here. Oops.
That one?
Yeah.
Let's try, shall we? Let's go for action surge in darkness.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, you can tell this creature, it doesn't look super... Well, actually, no, you can't tell. You're fucking blind.
Yeah, go for the other cultist.
Cultist? You should go.
Yeah, I've got a plan.
Oh, you got a plan? Okay. Let's look at cultist then.
He doesn't even really know that these things are here because he can't even see them. He can just hear the noises of them chittering about. All right. An unfortunate nat 1, but the 18 will hit for 16 points of damage as that one is almost dead. It is barely alive. Just a couple of hit points left.
That's gonna be real team.
All right. At the end of your turn, we move on over to the cultist, at which point there is only 2 left, and they are quite injured. So they're gonna retreat. They're just gonna kind of crawl down. This one's gonna like kind of squat down and then drop himself off the top of this ledge here. Same with the other, and they're just gonna start booking it. As we move on over to the top of round number 5. On initial count 21, I'm pretty much just going to do all the enemies at once now at this point. Yeah. Also, I forgot about Grimgar. He is, from the top, going to be making his way down the stream. You might actually catch a glimpse of him as he is trying to escape out of here. But we move on over top of the round.
So, I'm going to use my DM button.
Oh, yeah. What would you like?
I have, and I'll give you the flavor, and I'm going to let you know what I was going to do with it. These cultists are coming at us. They're controlling these strange creatures, and they are kind of bragging about the capabilities that they're getting from their god. I didn't even catch the name of them. They think that they're hot shit. I'm going to use my Fey presence, turn the entirety of the darkness that's surrounding me into the visage of the Laughing Blood, my arch Fey patron, as I'm going to fully charm and take over control of these little horrific creatures that have come to swarm around us. As they're going to hear the laughter of Thistlegrin, or whatever I called him, and Yoolyu is fully going to crack and just... Oh, they killed him. I'm going to kill all of you. Come, join me. I'll show you what the power is. The power of something stronger and darker than you. And I want to, just wrap my darkness around these creatures and take control of them as, or take the control over that you said, this black room.
All right, excellent.
Full mind
These
control.
Are eldritch horror hatchlings. They are monstrosities, surprisingly, not aberrations. I don't know why, but these were gifted to Olurth, the leader of this cult of the wild storms, as he is a servant, a devout servant of Thurisdan, who, if you don't know, is the evil elemental eye, the elder elemental eye. He is a dark god of a very distant plane. And in gifting him these little hatchlings, he was hoping that his servants would feed them and grow them into eldritch horrors. Eldritch horrors that are imbued with the powers of the storms themselves. So if this thing was able to feast upon the dead body of a player, they were going to get turned into juvenile eldritch horrors, which are way stronger. way stronger. They would just probably outright kill the party. But, that's something that I really didn't expect or didn't think could happen. So we're not going to worry about that.
Would I get the sense that they're hungry and they want to eat? And if I can control them, I'll basically point at the black-robed figure leader and say, I will feed you. Feast on them.
Yes.
And I want to take.
So for a second, or not for a second, for temporarily, their senses are going to be overwhelmed as their connection to Thurisdan, this evil entity, is going to be severed and rewritten by your Archfey, who is going to then give you control of each one of these eldritch horrors. So I'll show you their stat block.
Sure.
These
yeah,
are
if
just
you want to roll
hatchling.
If not, you can keep rolling. I basically just want to tell them to attack, and they'll go.
Yep. So you'll find that they have tremor sense.
You know what? I think I even want them to stick around me and follow me in the darkness.
That would be a good idea. That's fucking nasty.
And we're just gonna go from enemy to enemy, and I'm gonna slaughter every one of these people. So.
Okay, so what is your command going to be for them on this turn?
Basically, I'm gonna tell them to swarm, so they can go for whoever's the closest person. I'm assuming they're gonna release me from grapple.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna move over just to give darkness here, and I'll let them pick their targets, and I'm gonna let them go to town. That's EOT for me.
All right, nice. These are supposed to be large. These are very young ones. They're CR2, so
nice.
I'm just gonna say they're medium sized rather than large. But yeah, excellent. We move on over to initiative count 21, which is gonna be the enemies. I will have Yoolyu roll a 1d2. Actually, roll a 1d20, and I'm gonna roll a 1d20. Because if you roll higher than me, then the hatchlings will go before the fanatic. Otherwise, the fanatic will go first. You have to beat a 3. You do, just barely. As the hatchlings, they are going to swarm this fanatic. Actually, probably only one of them has to. They're going to swarm the fanatic, and they're going to make a bite attack with advantage. Yep, and that one, it just sinks its mouth on top of the fanatic and devours her whole as it gets a little bit bigger in size. And then the other one is going to move up towards here. They are going to both be making attacks with advantage. Oh, my goodness. And they are going to fucking deal 30 points of damage to this lady. As she is going to scream in pain and be like, "What are you doing? Attack these adventurers!" As she's going to be grappled and being pulled apart from two sides. And then we move on over to Olurth and his fanatic. As the fanatic's going to move up, it's going to hold an action, and then Olurth is going to be freaking out. He's not sure what's going on in the darkness, but it seems like the adventurers are not dead yet. So he's also going to, let's see, he's going to move up a bit too, and then he's going to hold an action. So they're both going to be holding an action as we move on over to Gemma.
Okay, I'm gonna say Gemma, when the thing latched onto her, she looked down and saw him, like even though it's in the darkness, and she wants to turn herself into him.
She's gonna turn into who? Into one of the hatchlings?
Wait, can you put it on top of her? Can you go on top
uh,
of her?
I
Or swap
think
me up?
you're thinking of alter self because you can't change your body type.
Oh no!
Yeah, there is
So
a spell
fun.
called alter self. I mean, I'll let you look. Like you're just gonna have like two big ass like crab arms, and then you're not gonna have the small ones. You're gonna be walking on like two like shrimp tails. You know what I mean? Instead of having one shrimp
Yeah.
tail, you're gonna have two of them, and they're gonna be your feet. Because you have to maintain your body shape. So you're like a
Okay,
really
so
jank looking ass. You're like a super jank looking ass shrimp.
And okay, so this is her, right? So she's gonna come over here. And she's gonna just pretend to be the shrimp, and she's gonna get over here so she can
Give me a deception
attack
check.
things.
I'll give you advantage
attack
on the
things
deception check.
outside.
Actually, no, I'm not going to give you advantage on the deception check because it's not a very good disguise.
No.
It's not a very good disguise. You miss that Gemma is casting disguise self on herself and turning into a really weird looking, like bad CGI shrimp. Again, if you had the spell alter self, then I would allow it, I think, because that actually
Damn
will make
it,
you change
okay.
your form. Yeah, you can change
Okay,
appearance.
well,
to
she looks
alter
like this.
Tons of things.
Really goofily, and obviously is convincing nobody, even though she thinks she is. And she just wanted to get out of the darkness so she could see what was going on out here. She can't do anything.
I mean,
else,
you got to make me that deception check. Oh
I
no,
did already.
you
It
want to
was
now
one.
He's gonna look at you and be like, "What in the God's name is that?" All right, yeah.
Enough for him to be confused and
You
not
don't,
want to attack me.
yeah, you don't quite make a convincing horror eldritch spawn. As we move on over to Snogbog, if you're still awake. I feel like Peter's gonna. I'm actually surprised he's not asleep already.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't know why he agreed to join this game.
because you
Oh,
can't say no.
Well, you wish might be true.
Peter, you're about to get crit.
What?
What?
Peter,
Peter, wake up.
Hanging on by a thread.
you want to go to
words
sleep?
out of my mouth.
Yeah.
You can go to sleep if you want. You know. Did you say okay?
Word. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Let's do what we gotta do first.
Okay, yeah. How about you take your turn and then you can go to sleep. You can feel okay, so you can feel as you're pretty low on HP. You're slowly but surely losing your blood, and you can feel that it's going to be the end very soon. But your blood god is not satisfied just yet with the blood you've spilt today. You must spill more. You must do all you can. And also, you probably fell asleep, so what you realize is that the creatures here in the darkness, they are no longer hostile towards you. But there is still the leader and his fanatic that are alive. So what I'm going to allow is, since this will be your last turn basically for the combat, the blood god is going to reach into your mind and say, "Bring me the head of their leader." And he is going to give you an action surge back
Sick.
to shed as much blood as you can before you pass out.
Hell yeah. Where is it? Oh yes. Adrenaline rush. Bonus action dash. I will provoke an A up from this one here. That's fine. I'll get right. Oh, do I? Yeah. I'll get right here. I'm gonna go in for these multitude of attacks. Your blood is mine. He's gonna use some slashing dashing.
All right. That is going to be a 20, which hits, and a 16, which also just barely hits, as you deal 26
Nice.
points of damage. And this dude is starting to look very badly hurt. Not critical yet. He's getting there.
Your end is near. That's what EL2.
All right. And then, are you going to go sleep?
I'll see if I can stay for one more round.
All right, don't push yourself too hard. We move on over to bottom of initiative. All of the cultists, they're gonna get the fuck out of here. And then Grimgar, he's gonna be traveling down the stream. He'll say, "Thanks, adventurers. I'll make sure to tell my brother that you helped save me." And then he's gonna be gone as well. As we move on over to top of the round to Yoolyu.
Just fully cackling at this point. I think just gonna start.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this.
Oh, actually, sorry. Before your turn, the held action
yeah.
for the leader and the fanatic,
cool.
they would have gone off because they were holding actions to attack, so they would have attacked Snogbog. So maybe I can save you. Maybe you are gonna go to sleep today because I'm just gonna kill you right here.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be you and me, Gemma.
That's a miss.
We happened to go left and they went right and they got
That's
murdered,
crazy.
Right?
That will
Oh,
hit
dang.
you for 31 points a day.
It's fine because I have one.
You don't have any sleeves.
Right, I don't have sleeves. Once my HP reduced to 0, it only drops to 1.
So. Oh wow.
Yep,
Relentless
orc
Lewis
shit.
rocks. So you have 1 HP, and then we move on over. Now it's Yoolyu's turn.
Hell yeah. Yeah, she's just fully cackling at this point. Trusting that this figure over here is just going to be devoured. She's going to just shoot over at the leader, make a couple of eldritch blasts. Can he see me? Does he have a devil sight?
He does not seem to be able to see you. I would
Great,
not
I will
be.
attack
It'd be so funny. These cultists don't have devil sight, but I swear to God, they really should.
Yeah, I was just checking because
No, you're good. You're good.
Dark. If it has repelling blasts on it, ignore that. I want to leave him where he's at. So
Got it. A 15 will miss, but the first one will hit for 8 points of damage.
I don't have any bonus actions, so that'll be EOT for me. I'm going to leave this darkness, or I'm going to move up just a little bit, but leave this darkness to help them all keep getting advantage on that, and that's going to be EOT.
All right. He's going to get blasted by this attack, coughing up blood, smearing it on his robe before looking towards the darkness and saying, "Ah, another one, aren't you? You serve some other god, it seems. I will show you the might of Thrisden, and I will make sure to bring all your bodies to feed my hatchlings." But we will move on over.
Mine is more bloodthirsty than yours.
All right. Here, I can give you. They're called. Just type in Horror Hatchling for the name. You can do MA,
Yeah.
then Horror Hatchling, and then bite. Give me 2 bite attacks onto this lady over here. Wow. All right. Well, I guess I have to do it.
Yeah.
God dang it.
Yeah, I'll check. I mean, yeah, I think it's one of the few source books they might not be sharing on.
Damn. Those are gonna miss, but you can reroll. They have advantage. So just roll me 2d20s. They are gonna chomp onto their target, and one of them is still gonna miss. Damn, rolls a 1 and a 2. The other one is going to hit and sink in 14 points of damage, which is gonna be exactly enough to kill this lady as they rip her to pieces, and one of them gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and then all 3 of them can move, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's just full on cackling. It's got a little bit of the.
Yeah, if we could put on a sound effect, I don't know if I can do that post. Maybe I'll put on a sound effect of like your voice being altered slightly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little reverb on
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that would be excellent.
All right, and that's gonna be all their turns. As we move, actually, this one didn't attack, so it's gonna dash. All right, that's gonna be all their turns as we move on over. Is that EOT for you?
Yes.
We move on over to Gemma. You are a strange. Actually, no, we don't move on over to Gemma. We move on over to the Fanatic and to Orlerth. Apologize about that. You're gonna see that the Fanatic is surrounded by these two, so she's gonna do her best to try and fight them. Damn, she's gonna miss. We move on over to the main leader, this cultist leader. He is looking very badly hurt. But as he sees Snogbog is at 1 HP in front of him, he's going to try and strike you down. So he's going to use his first attack action to attack you. That'll be a 12, which misses, which means he has to spend his second attack action to attack you. And if he misses this, he might actually be in some really big trouble. 21 will hit you and deal 30 points of damage, which you're at 1, so it'll down you. So Snogbog, you can feel as this sickly green blade plunges into your chest. The strength of your body, it is starting to fade away. You're currently unconscious, and then if you pass your save, you're going to be on death's door. But he wanted to knock you unconscious so that you can't take a reaction, so that he can start moving the fuck back as he begins to skirt away. Let's see. Does he have anything to use bonus action for? Nope, sure doesn't. He's going to run away. That will be the end of his turn as we move on over.
Right. So you see, what had happened was she gave herself a hat, a shrimp hat instead, so this is her hat now. She thinks she looks like a shrimp. And she's gonna, the guy up there, and those definitely hit.
They do definitely hit.
And mark him as her favorite foe.
You won't have to mark him as your favorite foe. How do you want to kill this dude?
Well, she's gonna sit there with her cute little hat, and she's gonna just have this goofy little look on her face, and she just pulls out her gun and says, "You killed my partner in crime," and then she's gonna shoot him twice.
And
right in the head.
To honor the memory of the late Fastfists, you fire off your musket, bang, bang, and put a solid shot into the back of his body, followed by the back of his head, as he's going to drop down into the water, dead. There is only one cultist left. I'm going to say they definitely can't put up a fight, but Yoolyu, if you wanted to add any flavor for how this person's going to die, they're definitely going to get ripped apart by the hatchlings.
Sure, I'm going to turn it into full-on flavor for what I imagine is going to happen at the end of this. Is I'm going to just call out to them, yes, feast on them, and I'm going to assume Gemma is going to get Snogbog up, and then once they have consumed and filled and possibly grown a little bit larger, possibly eaten the body of the leader, I'm then going to look at all of them and say, but I only need one of you, and I'm going to expect them to fight to the death and consume each other. And the strongest will win.
So they begin to fight each other and consume their bodies of the others.
Yeah, I'm gonna
we'll
pull
see
a Joker from,
only one survives. But
yeah, I'm gonna
that
pull a
one,
Joker.
it
I
begins.
only have one spot left in my team.
After it feasts upon its own brothers, it's going to grow in size tremendously as it's going to rapidly mature, and it is going to turn into a juvenile Elvichor.
Whoa. That's so cool looking.
As it begins to take on more of the
Mhm.
form of an actual four-legged creature, almost looking like a dragon, but with two maws, one on the top of its head and one on the lower part of its head. It's a Big Mac. It has a fucking jaw in between.
Yeah, and come what may, I don't even care if it turns on me. I just think this was cool as shit. So
All right, yeah, but with that, you guys would be dropped out of combat. I mean, you used a hero for it, so the Eldritch Horror at the moment would be docile to the party, but you can tell this is a creature that definitely would be needed to be dealt with, as if it roams wild, it is going to cause needless havoc on the town.
excellent. Yeah, it'll be something we'll plan for at a later date. So
maybe if we run another randomness session.
hell yeah, that'd be awesome. You could even use Yoolyu if you want, and have it with them. So.
Oh hell yeah. But yeah, you guys are going to be able to retrieve Fastfist's body. You can return back to town where Grimgar, he would have told the others about your exploits. Well, actually, he didn't even see most of the exploits. The only thing he would have heard was Fastfist getting shanked. And then he fucking made it out.
You heard me getting ganks, bro. Yeah, I got fucking assassinated. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just a sphere of darkness above the bridge, and then just
All right.
bye everyone.
One of those spell scrolls that we got was a revivify, right?
that's
No,
level-
definitely not. That's
that's
a
level
third level
3,
spell.
so-
What about Raised Dead? Does somebody in the town have that?
Nope.
Someone can roll me a luck check.
Okay.
That's a 1d20,
I'll-
right? Well,
I got it.
I guess.
What? You want to do it? You do
or
it.
should Fastfist do, because it's his luck.
No, Fastfist is dead.
Oh,
Don't worry.
okay. You do
I
it.
got
you
it.
Do it. No. Has to be
Yeah,
party member.
Fudge, you can't. You can't. Oh,
No.
bad luck.
Wait.
No, that's I
It's
want it to be a
1d2.
1d20.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Actually, I
Fine.
want it to be a 1d100.
Oh, okay. That's
Percentile.
Let's do it.
Let's do percentile dice. 5 or lower, success. No.
There we go.
Oh,
No one
dang.
in the town is that powerful. But yeah. Over the table, Olirth was 1 level of Artificer, basically, so that he could create all of these things to gather people for his cult, and then the rest would have been a Warlock. He was a pretty powerful Warlock. He was CR10. You guys are level 5 fighting CR10. But obviously, he didn't seem to want to fight initially. So there was plenty of ways to deal with him. Also over the table, the door went so poorly. Like, that was just so sad.
Yeah.
You guys definitely.
Yeah, that was the thing.
It's like someone had Find Familiar. You probably could have scouted the lair. You would have found that the hatchlings. Let me see if I can turn off the fog for the map.
Yeah, that would have gone completely different if
Anybody has
Yeah, you
succeeded.
basically went hard
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
Because the cultists,
I
the
figured.
non-fanatic cultists, they could have been turned very easily back. They could have been persuaded to leave. There was a sleeping area that had more cultists that I just didn't wake up. There was this pit here where the hatchlings were, and if you wanted, you could have like pushed people into that pit, and the hatchlings would have just devoured them instead if they were not with the trainer. And there was a trainer lady that you could have focused on first. And then as far as this area, if you guys were able to sneak to this area, I was going to have some really good random loot in this area. Oh, actually, all around this place, you would have been able to like actually go to the boxes and be like, oh, can I salvage anything of any good? And then just roll on the magic item table to get gear. So it was just really funny that you started the fight like right in this spot. This is like...
that was the worst place to start the fight. That was...
It just happened
hilarious.
that we got a random character that wanted to murder everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what?
Snogbog.
Oh, no, that wasn't even Snogbog.
The murder warrior.
I mean, that was the bad
guy.
guy. You could have succeeded opening the door first, and that would have helped a lot.
We failed
Oh,
all,
would it?
so we failed all of the door checks.
Yeah,
and
and I wasn't
failed
even
the
going to have
bridge.
anyone
We
patrol
failed-
this
yeah.
bridge.
Yeah, we failed every check. That's why we started combat. It was just like it was the dice. The dice made it that way. So
Yeah, but that was definitely intended to be deadly combat. So the boss was a CR10, and the fucking Eldritch Horror is even. Don't even worry about that one. Don't even worry about that.
right. Yeah, Valdir did great, but he could not one-on-one that boss with.
No, I could
Fast
not.
Fist, so. You're not Valdir. Valdir.
Pretty
could've-
much no one can
Absolutely.
1v1 that boss in this type of random session. It's going to be the kind of thing where you can only beat it with creativity, cheesing, or
Yep.
teamwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
exactly. Yeah, if we had any more action economy, because like I couldn't use my Pearl of Power takes an action to get a spell back. Like we could have been more powerful if we had a bit of time to like.
Yeah, you could have even used Rope Trick to
Stuff.
like give yourself a rest to get back your
Yeah.
Eldritch, your spell slots.
Exactly. So it was just unfortunate, but that's how it happens sometimes. So that was awesome.
All right. Well, congratulations. You guys made it through. Well, at least most of you did. Most of you did. Let's see. The amount of EXP you would have got for this was 5,900 from the Cultist Hierophant. The Cultists are worth like jack shit, but the Fanatics are worth 450 each. We'll just round this up to a nice 10k points that you guys can add. You can create I don't even know what I call them. RNG coins. That's what I call them. You can create a counter for 10k RNG coins. If you want, in future randomness sessions, you can expend them to get rerolls on things. Like, say, for example, you roll a class that you're like, I already played this class a lot. I want to try something different. You can reroll that. Or you get a feat that's like super useless, and you're like, okay, I want to reroll that. You can use the randomness coins to get rerolls. And if you really want, you can also spend them on cursed items. So items that will help you, but also hurt you in some way. I feel like the Adventures of Randomness sessions, these are like really good to make content off of because it's just vanilla D&D. It doesn't have to be like all fucking crazy and shit like in the Shores.
Yeah, and you don't have like 1,000 of every item.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit more realistic of an actual encounter that you might expect in a campaign. And yeah, you guys are good.
Hell yeah, we had some good builds actually for our randoms. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but make no mistake though. If you didn't have that hero roll, you probably would have immediately gotten overwhelmed by the hatchlings. The
Oh, I know.
hatchlings
I know. I was
They didn't
aware.
even have that much health, but they fucking have tremor sense, and they're just gonna fucking bite the shit
Yeah,
out of you.
I was aware. As soon as they hit Snogbog, I went, oh yeah, we're dead if I don't do this. I was instantly like, I was like, okay, I cannot use my inspo to re-roll any of these things. I have to fully take out these creatures or we're dead. Like,
But that was a
they
good
were
roll.
they were
And a
hitting
good hero roll.
they were hitting way too hard. They would have killed me in literally 3 hits. So like, and I only got that hero roll because I pointed out your mic was malfunctioning. So like,
Yeah.
oh, that was great.
All right. Well,
It was meant to be.
Good session. Oh, put your guys' levels up. We'll take the APL, and that'll be our session.
Yeah,
for
that'll
today.